In this installment, we're going to be going over the NBA picks for Saturday, March 7th. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chef D, and I'm here to bring you the winning ingredients for our March 7th Saturday slate we got going on in NBA. But before we deep dive into that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I'm at Chef D. Don't forget about that TikTok at Chef_D91, and don't forget about that Patreon. Right now, we're at the homepage of the YouTube channel, currently at 10.3 thousand subscribers. This is the road to 20K, and we're well on the way because you guys are showing up each and every single day. If you are subscribed, continue to like and comment. That helps the YouTube algorithm so you can grow to a much broader audience. All right, now for our previous video that we had on Thursday, we went 3-1 in that one, some solid plays in that one. This weekend we're getting into the mode of NCAA college March Madness as everything solidifies here, so you need to get locked and loaded and get ready for March Madness. I already posted who I have for the championship. We already have future bets in on who's going to win March Madness. So if you want to find out who I have to win, click on that link provided down below. You'll get full access to daily bets, future bets, and access to that group chat that goes off 24/7. First up here in Minnesota at the Target Center, Timberwolves 40-23, Orlando Magic 33-28. Looking at the odds for this game here, Timberwolves as home favorites -300, comeback of the Magic at a +240, total at 226.5, and spread is at 7.5. Public bet percentage here, 87% of the bets, 90% of the money all over Minnesota. For the total, 75% of the bets, 77% of the money on the over 226.5, and for the spread, 57% of the bets and money towards Orlando to cover this number. All right, so looking at this spot here, these are the two teams match up pretty well against each other talent-wise. And looking at these two, they're very strong defensively. Already off the bat, there's a big question mark on how big this spread is, just because the Timberwolves are coming off a 5-game winning streak here. 7.5 is a lot of points for a Orlando Magic team that's pretty solid and definitely can compete with the Minnesota Timberwolves. And before this stretch run here, Timberwolves were very inconsistent. Orlando coming off back-to-back wins against Washington and Dallas. Those are positive signs here. I think there's value in the side of Orlando in the points. All right, so +7.5, I'm gonna go with that. Very similar to what we saw with the Hornets on Friday. Hornets were 7.5 point favorites against the Heat, and I thought that was a little bit too many points in that one. And what wound up happening is they stopped the Hornets winning streak and the Heat won outright. Okay, so this spot here, like the Magic, +7.5. If we're going towards the total, we're looking at two very efficient defenses here. Minnesota 10th overall in defensive rating, and Orlando not too far behind. They were top 10 last year. They're still top 13 this year, right? So I'm looking towards, and then we're looking at pace. So 17th overall compared to Minnesota in 9th. I'm looking more at that defensive rating there. Give me the under 226 in the first. Next up here in State Farm Arena, we have the Atlanta Hawks 32-31 going against the Philadelphia 76ers 34-28. Looking at the odds for this one, Hawks at home -190, comeback of the 76ers at a +155. Total is a little higher, 234.5, spread at 5.5. Public bet percentage here, 70% of the bets, 67% of the money all over Atlanta. For the total, 73% of the bets, 75% of the money on the over 234. And for the spread, 78% of the bets, 84% of the money all over Atlanta to cover this number. All right, it's going to be key to find out the injury report here. Can we get VJ Edgecombe back? That's going to be a key factor for the 76ers. Let's see if we have anyone else in the fold. We already know about Paul George and Joel Embiid. We're really waiting on, they got Amani Bates? When did they get Amani Bates? That is all right. Okay, that's a good one. But we're really waiting on VJ Edgecombe if he's able to give it a go. They're going to need that extra shooting guard / wing that can definitely help with this offense here, offense and defensively. VJ Edgecombe is a very good rookie already in his young career. These two teams have already played 3 times. This is the 4th and final matchup. Each and every game went towards Atlanta in double overtime, and then another close game, 117-120, and then it was close, and then they pulled away at the end. Atlanta beat Philly by 10. All right, so this is talking about a fourth matchup here. Atlanta's red hot right now, 5-game winning streak at least that we've seen. I think it might be 6. And plus they have a home win streak as well. So 5-game winning streak here. Philadelphia bounced back from the embarrassing loss against San Antonio and Boston. They're going to need to turn things around. I'm going to be going with the 76ers plus 5.5. I don't like beating the team 4 times in a row, and these two teams are pretty even, despite the fact that this Philadelphia team's been injured for the majority of the season. We're still waiting for everyone to be healthy with Embiid and Paul George and Maxey and VJ Edgecombe. This is a very, very dangerous team if everyone's healthy, but we're yet to get that. This particular spot, I think they fight for this fourth and final matchup against this team yet again. Atlanta has a lot of flaws, especially defensively. And if we're having no Kuminga right now is day to day. We'll see if he's going to be able to give it a go. I'm liking the points plus 5.5. That total we've had over, and then we had a 224 in the last spot. We got the 234 currently right now. It's up to Philly with stops. It's really up to Philly with stops here. Can I say they've been playing slightly better defense, very slightly, and this over can still hit? I'm gonna go with the over. Over 234.5 will be with the total. Both of these teams have a high pace. Philadelphia, if they're there and competing, then they can definitely put up big numbers as well. So give me the over 234, and in the main play, 76ers plus 5.5. Next up here in Little Caesars Arena, we got the Detroit Pistons 45-16, Brooklyn Nets 15-47. Current odds for this one here, minus 800 for the Pistons. Come back on the Nets at a plus 550. Total at 214.5. And the spread is at 13.5. Looking at the public bet percentage, 95% of the bets, 91% of the money all over Detroit. Total 86% of the bets, 93% of the money all over the over. And the spread, 78% of the bets, 84% of the money on Detroit to cover this number. This game is coming with a couple question marks here because of the injury report. We have a question mark on Asir Thompson. He's already out. Now we're waiting on Cade Cunningham and Jalen Duren if they're going to be able to give it a go. And for the Brooklyn Nets, Igor Demon is going to be out. Now this is a Brooklyn Nets team that continues to struggle, continues to get blown out. They just lost back-to-back games to Miami, Cleveland, Boston, and the Spurs. This is a bad spot for the Brooklyn Nets because you have double revenge narrative here for the Pistons, coming off 2 losses in a row. Have they even lost 2 games in this entire season? I don't think so, but I think that they will be in a huge bounce back spot after losing to Cleveland and San Antonio to definitely blow out the Brooklyn Nets in this game. So I would love the Detroit Pistons to cover this number at 13.5. I would get it now before it gets up to even higher number. And for the total, I would lean towards the over 214.5. I completely see a blowout, and I think the Pistons put up a huge number against this Brooklyn Nets team here. Last but not least, here in Paycom Center, we got the OKC Thunder 49-15 going against the Warriors 32-30. Looking at this odds here, minus 1200 for the Thunder, money line at a plus 750, total at 220.5. Spread is at 14.5. Public bet percentage, 92% of the bets, 88% of the money on OKC. For the total, 86% of the bets, 85% of the money on the over 220. And for the spread, 78% of the bets, 69% of the money on the Golden State Warriors to cover this number here. That's going to be the big question. What it boils down to. 14.5 points is a lot of points here, but this is the OKC Thunder, a dominant team, and the Thunder clearly have been dominating the Golden State Warriors this year. 40-point blowouts, 12-point blowout, 24-point blowout. This is the fourth and final matchup here. Warriors coming off a big win, unexpected against the Houston Rockets in that one there. And for the OKC Thunder, 4-game winning streak for them, and Alex Caruso will be out. Isaiah Hartenstein will be out, but you still have SGA. You still got your cast and carries. They got a ton of role players. This is a well-oiled machine. Golden State Warriors, for the injury report, Kristaps Porzingis could come back and play in this game, and so could Gary Payton II. So would you factor in those two guys as big factors here in this game to come back and make it competitive? I doubt it. The big key factor here is Moses Moody is out, one of your main three-point shooters there. It's really just Brandon Pod's. You're really relying on Al Horford to put up points. It's pretty ugly. So OKC Thunder 14.5. I have to go with this number. At least they're gonna win by 10. 100% guarantee they're gonna win by 10. I can't promise everything. Let's not financial advice. Remember that. But I highly believe that the Thunder will win by double digits. 14.5, I would take that number. For the total, which is the question here, if we're going with all these blowouts, they've reached that total over each and every single time. Now, this formation of Golden State Warriors, they're more likely to barely get to 100. Like, they got 101 against the Clippers, the Lakers, and 109 against New Orleans. And New Orleans is one of the worst defenses here. So you're really relying on OKC to put up 120 plus to reach this over. So I would lean the total under. Actually, I would lean towards the under total, or I would just take the OKC team total over against this poor defense here. All right, so that's going to be a breakdown for the Saturday slate. Let me know in the comment section down below if you agree or disagree. We could definitely debate about that one in the comment section. Also, get locked and loaded for the Patreon. Click on that link provided down below. You're going to get full access to daily bets, future bets, and access to that group chat that goes off 24/7. This is your boy Chef D. I'll be back very soon, and peace out.